Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Stephen Bagdacker.
And
G.
I should start saying my name correctly.
Thanks for picking this, Ant.
Oh, you're welcome. I'd never seen it.
You had never seen this?
No, I was very excited to watch it.
This is one that, like, I'm always... Should I pick it? Should I not?
I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, and something came up in my feed just talking about how great Ed Wood is. And I'd never seen this, so I was like, let's watch it. And it was awesome. This movie kicks ass.
It was fantastic.
You guys had never seen it before?
Nope.
No.
I seen Plan 9 when about 15 years ago.
Okay.
Was that his doing?
No,
I
I just saw it on
it.
TV. I saw it on TV. I watched it with my family.
Apparently, giving a little thing here early, it ran Planet 9 from 61 to like 1980 on TV consistently.
That doesn't surprise me. I if I'm not mistaken, someone like put it on a list. Someone like wrote a book of like the worst movies ever, and they made that number 1.
Yeah.
And it gained like infamy after that and became like a cult hit, and like people.
Yeah, it's like a
watching.
cult classic.
Right?
now.
And of course, there's the Seinfeld episode.
Well, you know, my friend, he was going to see it.
Wow, that's early.
They got stuck at a Chinese restaurant,
Right?
Because they
yes.
wanted to go see it in theaters. They weren't able to. They got stuck in a Chinese restaurant. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. First impressions, this also reminded me heavily of you. And I know you see the connections.
There's
there.
no way that somebody who has made a movie doesn't see little pieces of this.
And when I say you, I meant Brian.
Yeah. Look, I'm a failed filmmaker.
Mhm.
I don't put that
So
part
is
in the
he.
introduction, but like I would kill to have Ed Wood's career.
Oh yeah.
My problem with my movie is it's not bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like I
right.
wish it was Plan 9 level mocked, like, or The Room.
Right.
You know, at least then you're known
You're fun,
and
yeah.
people will see it. Mine is just boring.
You only get one of those every 20 years, apparently, or 30. You
I
know?
think every generation
You need
maybe
one.
The
gets
Disaster Artist in The Room
The Room.
replaced Plan 9.
Yes.
one. I think so.
Yeah.
For our
Modern
age,
times.
Although, you know,
We need a new one.
just speaking
Or
about
two.
The Room quickly, like I loved that movie. Like when I first discovered it, and like it was just so great. I'd watched it a bunch of times, you know, and I was all in with the whole hype of it. And then that fucking Disaster Artist came out, and it killed The Room.
What?
It like made it not fun anymore.
No, it's still fun.
because all the normies knew about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
it like wasn't a cool thing anymore.
So that was kind of my experience with it without ever seeing it. So I heard about it like early when it first like came out.
And I liked that movie. The movie was good. The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it just became too mainstream for you.
I guess. And that sounds like such an asshole thing to say.
It only
But
sounds
there's
like
just
that 'cause it
something
is.
about the magic of The Room that got killed
Yeah.
by the Disaster.
So I knew about The Room like basically pretty quick into like its theatrical run about being like the worst thing ever. And
Mhm.
I always wanted to see it and I never did. And then
I met Tommy Wiseau.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, he fucking.
You took a picture of him?
I took a picture with him. It's funny. So we go to a screening of The Room, right? And he's supposed to do like a Q&A after the movie's over.
Yeah.
And he's outside before the movie begins. And he goes up to my friend's girlfriend and he's like touching her.
really?
Yes. And he goes, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Like he's going to come out in 20 minutes and do his thing, right? So then we go to the movie, and after the movie, he's supposed to go on stage and like answer questions from the audience. He just never shows up. It was the most Tommy Wiseau thing he could have done.
He might have just been waiting for her.
That's awesome.
Maybe.
She ruined everything.
I'll see you in 20 minutes. But I had a poster. He signed my poster.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, my thing was like I knew about it, and then everyone started talking about it, especially like in the restaurant we worked at the time. And I was like, no, I don't want to fucking see it. And like it kind of turned me off from seeing it.
Yeah.
And then you ended up seeing it and liking it, and I was like, yeah, I just don't want to watch it now.
You weren't interested.
I wasn't interested because
And you've
like,
never seen The Room.
I've never seen it. I saw The Disaster Artist. I liked it.
You got to watch The Room. It's
Our-
great.
our-
I will eventually.
For any new listener, our nomenclature is so far off because Ant's like, I liked it. I loved it. He didn't love it because it's good.
Well, I don't
Like,
think that's any.
He loves it because it's so bad.
Yeah.
Like it's basically unwatchable in real terms.
People know The Room. Like, you don't have to explain this.
I know,
Yeah.
but there might be somebody who is like, why does he love The Room so much? Like, it's not a good movie. Like, he doesn't love it.
I mean, that's the point. It's a good bad movie. You know,
Yeah.
you have fun
It's
watching.
an entertaining bad movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
Unlike
what...
me, who made a boring bad
Right.
movie,
Yeah.
which is the greatest sin a movie could commit, in my opinion.
Yes.
That's kind of what Ed Wood's whole career was, though, right? Like, making just shit after shit.
Yeah.
B movies.
But some people just are drawn to that. You know, like Anthony. If Anthony was in the 50s, he would be all up in Ed Wood shit. And
I would think that Plan 9's amazing.
Yeah.
Which it is. Like, when I saw it, I was dying laughing. I haven't seen it in a very long time. I don't really remember.
I watched it for the first time last night / this morning.
Yeah. It's great.
It's pretty entertaining. There's some really funny stuff. Like the fat guy getting stuck in the grave is legit funny. Like he falls over.
Him, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
Vampira.
Yeah.
She doesn't speak.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. It's great.
But this was directed by Tim Burton in 1994.
Yes.
And I believe this is his second best movie.
What
It's
is
also,
his first best?
oh, go ahead.
Big Fish.
Big Fish is his best movie.
Just so wrong.
What's his best movie?
You're insane if you think Big
Probably
Fish.
Beetlejuice.
That's garbage compared to Big Fish.
Big Fish.
And he did Night Before
Who
Christmas.
even talks about Big Fish? Big Fish is not a movie anyone gives a shit about.
It's my favorite movie
Ever?
ever.
What the fuck?
I'm not even.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm lying. He knows. If he said
love
what's
I
his favorite
saw
movie-
it once. It was all right.
Watch it again.
Yeah, rewatch it.
Isn't that in his era when he was just making garbage too?
No,
It's like the one time, other than maybe this, where he tried to tell like a personal story.
Mm-hmm.
it's fantastic.
It's about like dead dads.
Not really.
Just watch it.
Just watch
Just
Big
watch
Fish.
it. Just watch
Yeah.
Big Fish.
Just
That's all I'm gonna
watch
say.
it, man.
and you at home, feel free to watch
it.
Big
Watch
Fish
it.
too.
It's a 10 out of 10. It's an 11 out of 10.
All right, let's talk about Tim Burton.
This was
All
a
right.
flop, just like Ed Wood.
Yeah.
It made 13 million worldwide. The cost was 18 million.
You talking about Ed Wood or you talking about Big Fish?
No, I'm talking about like
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood the movie,
Yeah.
not him, like the person.
Oh.
Like Tim Burton. This was Tim Burton's flop.
I think it was up against some stiff competition, wasn't it? It's probably like in the theater same time as like Pulp Fiction or something.
It's also black and white.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
year
it
did
was
it come out?
critically acclaimed, 1994.
Forrest Gump was that year, wasn't it?
If only it came out in 1997.
Beaver's just wistful for 1997.
Well, I got yelled at.
What do you mean?
In the comments.
Somebody said I was stupid for saying that.
Well, for saying you like
I say so much wrong nonsense on this show. And the one thing I get called out for was saying 1997 was the best year for movies, which isn't far off. It's just an opinion.
God forbid you have an opinion.
Maybe you'll learn to keep your fucking opinions to yourself, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm just a junkie. It's fine. I'll shut up.
Where are our Junkie Steve shirts?
I'll try to make one. Give me some time.
But yeah, Tim Burton been around a couple years at this point.
Yeah. Do you know what his first movie was?
Frankenweenie.
That wasn't his first feature, though, right?
I don't believe.
I think
That was a short.
It's like a short film,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think.
his first feature was
Pee-wee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so Pee-wee's a big hit. Everybody loves Pee-wee. You got Beetlejuice in there,
Batman.
Batman, Edward Scissorhands. Is that it?
Yeah.
Nightmare Before Christmas, probably.
No, he didn't direct that. He produced it.
But he's a giant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the short career he had up to this point, which is only like 8 years.
Has still to this day a very distinct visual style.
Yes. Well, that's what he's
Dark.
known for, right?
Yes. And that's what I like about this. It's not his Tim Burton shit.
This was his
Right.
best looking, I think.
Except for when they're in the fun house. That was the one time I noticed it.
It fits there though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Look, I got no problem with him throwing his Tim Burton shit,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to see when I go see a fucking Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
I like Sleepy Hollow a lot, and I like Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Look,
I like
those
a
are
lot
both
of his
after
movies.
these. but I-
Alice in Wonderland remake.
well, okay.
Did
so
he do
that's
Wonka too?
that's the turning
Yeah, he
point,
did do
right?
Wonka.
Like sometime around like 2000, he started making just
Well, he
hot
did
garbage.
the Planet of the Apes remake.
Yeah, which is not good.
No. I think it's around then he just
General
started
Fade.
doing like garbage. You know? And he's kind of kept up with that.
Mhm. It's got Danny Elfman. He's locked in a cage somewhere.
And Helena Bonham Carter before the
she's not allowed
divorce.
to
and Johnny Depp. I love that in
She let her out for Harry Potter, and look how that turned out. So
I've
gotta
been
keep that
watching
close,
those
you know?
movies.
I know you've been talking about it.
I watched the first 4 of them
Okay.
with my wife.
Yeah.
One,
Did you cry when Cedric Diggory died?
that was
The Goblet of Fire.
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson, yeah.
No, I did not cry when he died.
Wow, you're not a person.
The third one was by far the best of the 4
So
I've
far.
seen.
So far.
The third one was my favorite book, and I felt like they butchered the book, so I didn't like the movie that
Really?
much. Yeah.
Mm.
But it had like time travel.
Yeah, but they didn't do like the werewolf story properly from what I remember. I
He's
haven't
barely
seen it.
in it.
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Oh, really?
Well, they have a time
Yeah.
limit too, so it's tough.
But yeah, the second one stinks.
Second movie.
Second one
Chamber of
stinks.
Secrets?
It's just a rehash of the first one.
Yeah, it's kids.
It is
movies,
one
so-
of the worst books too.
The first one's a kids movie. Like
Yeah.
I'm
A lot-
I'm
most
not
of them are kids.
I'm not going to
movies.
break its balls.
They're kids
you know,
slash tween
it's
movies.
not for me. It's for a child. I did see it in theaters as a child, though.
And you loved it, right?
No, because I had just seen Lord of the Rings.
Mm.
Ah.
Lord of the Rings was
Mm.
first. So I went to go see, what is this gay shit?
Yeah, you were an adult.
Right.
You already
Yeah.
you surpassed.
I already
it.
saw the Mines of Moria. You can't fucking go back after that.
You. Su-
But yeah, third one was good. Fourth one was all right.
Keep going.
They tell me they get better after that.
I think so.
They do. Yeah. Keep going. They
you,
get more
you had
adult
never
oriented.
seen them all?
I saw them like I'd never seen the fourth one. So
Oh,
this was the
okay.
first time I saw that.
Did you read the books?
No.
So you
well,
don't-
I read the first like 2 when I was a kid, 2 or 3.
Okay, so you don't know like what happens.
Well, I saw when they came out in theaters. I saw 5, 6, and I think I saw 7 too.
Okay.
So, but that's it. I don't remember them at all. I know that Tim Burton's wife,
Helena Bonham Carter.
she runs through the woods screaming she killed Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
And-
killed Sirius
Yeah,
Black.
right, yes. So that's the one thing I remember from all of those movies.
That's why we ended up talking
Yeah.
about
Keep
it.
going. Keep going.
They're divorced now, by the way.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Trouble in
we have a
Paradise.
chance. We have a chance now.
yeah,
Tim,
you
we're
can get
coming
with Tim
for you.
Burton.
Do you remember that? Now that we bring up Harry Potter, we would read the books together, like our group of friends. We kind of get
Oh,
together, read some
God.
books.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What did you do?
We would read Harry Potter books together.
You'd get together and read?
Yeah, This is before technology. we didn't
We
have
had
a lot.
video
We had
games.
some video games, but we
Oh,
didn't-
when you were children.
we were children.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not like me and him are fucking 25 years old. Like you want to read Harry
Hey,
Potter? No,
you
we
want
were
to come
kids.
over and read wizardry books?
And we had a friend who was somewhat special needs, I would say. We didn't know at the time. We thought he was just lighthearted and fun. Turns out-
Swedish.
Yeah, he is a little Swedish.
Yeah.
But we decided to play a nice little prank on him. Do you remember this?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah. We printed out Hogwarts acceptance letters and gave it to him.
Come on.
And like, didn't we stain the paper and
Yes,
stuff?
we took a tea bag and stained it so it looked.
You convinced the dumb kid he was a wizard?
Yes. And he had been
that
accepted
he was
to
going to
Hogwarts.
You send him to platform 9 and 3
He was
Run
very
through that wall. Yo, it's not working.
It's not working. You got to run harder.
Harder.
We sent him on the train to Brooklyn.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, we're playing it on a speaker.
Yo, I'm gonna catch a pigeon. That's gonna be my owl.
But anyway,
Ed Wood.
Edwin.
So this movie, that Johnny Depp, he making me cry.
Cut, print, perfect. He's a cartoon character in this.
He is so optimistic.
Yeah. It's like that
He's a
character
Frank
you do.
Capra fucking like he's like a Frank Capra character. That's how positive he is.
Mm.
What character?
You used to do like positive guy.
You
Oh,
were the
yeah.
positive guy in the short films.
Oh yeah.
That was you. Yeah, you were Ed Wood.
Oh yeah. When
You kind of are in general, though. You're very positive when it comes to your endeavors.
well,
He's
As
HIV
they're
positive.
just bombing.
you have to. I don't know. Like I feel if we're gonna talk about this seriously for a second,
Yeah.
if you're making something, you have to be positive and put everything you have into it, or what the fuck is the point?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know, why bother doing it if you're not going to give it your all?
Yeah, why give minimal effort?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So, you know, I respect Ed Wood, honestly, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He's there for the love of the game.
That's a guy who just wanted to make movies and tell it. And like, I feel it is unfair to call him the worst director ever, because look at what he was working with. Look at what he had. He didn't have any time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's in the worst circumstances possible to actually create shit.
And
it's like, and
junkie Bela Lugosi,
and he's getting it, and he's getting it done, which is like so much more than most people who want to do shit and they just don't.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, this movie and another movie were kind of inspirations for me when do you remember that failed mockumentary feature?
Yes.
That we did?
Yes.
This movie and this other movie, Gentlemen Broncos, were kind of my inspiration when I wrote that. So the premise of this mockumentary was me, Ant, and Steve play fictionalized versions of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I play a shit independent film director who has made several bad movies. And it's about me trying to get funding for my 9th one.
You were Ed Wood.
I was Ed Wood.
Yeah.
And Ant is like my shitty friend actor that I make star in all the movies.
Yeah. He was Lugosi, but like not talented.
And a nobody.
Yeah.
And like, but he thinks he's great.
He thinks he's great, yeah.
In it. And like, he's so full of himself and gives like the most pompous interviews.
Do you still have that?
I have all the footage.
I've never seen it.
Oh, it's funny.
It's funny, man. You were great. And Beaver was like the maligned producer who like was going insane because of his antics. And like, it was a pretty funny script, but
it wasn't far from the truth either. You know,
the problem with it was you wrote the same joke like 4 times.
Yeah,
that was the only issue with it. I think
it was a very short movie. It would only be like 80 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was different scenarios and stuff. It was really designed just so it could be filmed on a low budget.
Right.
And the production schedule, I think, killed that one because there was just too much time between shooting and getting things done.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I prefer, like, all right, we're here for X amount of time and we get it done. So I think that was kind of what killed that one, was the slow delays.
We could still do it.
It's going to be weird in the interviews that Ant is, like, 10 years older.
It's so
funny. But yeah, Ed Wood.
Yeah.
He was a Marine.
He was.
Yeah, he fought in WW2.
That's
Lost
right.
his teeth.
He did not. That was a lie.
Yep.
Apparently, he was at the Battle of Tarawa.
What's that?
It's a battle in the Pacific.
Okay.
Batio Island.
Ah, he was a Pacific guy.
Yes. But he didn't see any combat because he had some kind of medical issue where they kept him out. And he was doing like clerk shit for the entire time.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
The line in the movie about him being afraid of being wounded because he was wearing panties and a bra is true. He said that.
Really?
Yes. He said he was more afraid of being wounded than killed because the medics would find out he was a cross-dresser. And the teeth thing is from dental issues he had like for years and years, and he had just had them removed and he wore dentures.
Okay.
It wasn't he would tell people that he lost it in the war, though. That was like a lie that he would say.
Huh.
Yeah. But that's his military career.
Yeah.
I mean, he served.
And then afterward, he goes to Hollywood and tries to become some kind of hotshot director.
I'm going to make it in pictures.
That's right.
Ed Wood.
Oh, and he
Hollywood.
didn't talk like he's a normal man.
Well, it's Johnny Depp doing a character.
Right,
yeah, it's caricature.
It works completely for the movie.
It's perfect.
It's great.
It makes more sense for him to be like that than a
he
regular
has
guy.
one scene, the whole movie almost, of like anger and doubt
when he goes to the bar.
Which is an amazing scene too.
With Orson Welles.
Yeah.
That's the voice of Brain, by the way.
Yes.
Maurice LaMarche.
Yes.
He was also the voice.
Brain is just Orson Welles.
Yeah.
He was a narrator in an episode of Love, Death, and Robots.
Who?
The one who played Orson Welles.
Oh, Maurice LaMarche. Yeah. Action Austin, please.
We have to also preface this because the movie is Ed Wood. It's about Ed Wood. It's in Hollywood. I'm going to try not to make Wood jokes, but I already did.
The oak.
You know about the petrified forest?
Huh?
You
I
might
can't
ask
hear
yourself, how could wood get so hard?
The wood got hard thousands of years ago. See, I'm sorry.
Beavis and Butthead Do America is way funnier than the South Park movie. Fight me.
No.
Steve's going to decide this right now.
South Park movie.
South Park.
No.
South Park reigns
You're
supreme
wrong.
for the animated comedies.
You're wrong.
I'll say this: the newer Beavis and Butthead movie was really funny. So,
Oh, yeah. I like
I'm going to
say
say
that.
something controversial.
Okay.
I never really liked Beavis and Butthead.
They're not
I get it.
that great, but the movie's great.
Yeah, the movie.
I like Fly High Lesbian Seagull.
Amazing.
So we were in a
King of the Hill is the definitive.
I
Mike
think you'd
Judge.
like it more now than when you probably saw it.
I was at my friend's sleepover in like 5th grade, and we were all singing Fly High Lesbian Seagull, and the parents came and they're like, don't sing Lesbian Seagull, and they made us sing Cheddar Cheese
What's
And
cheddar cheese?
instead of lesbians.
Just change the lyrics?
We had to change the lyrics to Cheddar Cheese.
Mm.
Fly
What the
high,
fuck?
Cheddar Cheese Seagull. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't say lesbian.
They didn't want to say in that.
Cheddar cheese.
That's rude.
They thought maybe we'd invoke some.
Summon them.
Yeah.
So this
Just a bunch of kids in a basement.
Yeah.
And then two women with wallet chains and denim vests. What are we doing here?
Oh no!
This isn't Lilith Fair.
This is a South Park joke, right?
yeah, they're saying lesbian in the mirror 3 times.
But,
the intro, very
let's start the movie.
Beetlejuice-like.
Well, it's even like the coffins.
Everything, yeah.
They got the miniatures, yeah.
It looks great. I mean, and that's something that like the lost art in movies of like great creative credits like this.
Mhm.
You know, the movie opens. The first shot is a pedophile in a coffin, which made me happy. That's
What?
Jeffrey Jones.
Oh, right. Jeffrey Jones. Great actor.
He's a pedophile.
He is, right?
Yeah,
It's terrible.
it sucks with like watching his stuff because he's great.
I love him in everything.
He's awesome. Deadwood. He's great in everything.
He's in
but it's
Deadwood, he's in Amadeus.
I can't enjoy him that much anymore because he's a fucking pedophile. That's right. He was in
Yeah, he's Emperor Joseph.
Yeah.
He was the principal in Ferris Bueller's
Yes,
Day
he's
Off.
Mr. Rooney.
Yeah.
And the credits to this movie are very similar to the Plan 9 credits.
Oh, are they?
Really?
Because I watched Plan 9. It opens with Criswell talking, just like this
Criswell.
movie.
Criswell. It's
Yeah.
hysterical.
And the credits in that are on coffins,
Yeah.
like the titles for
Like
the characters.
like cardboard coffins and
Yeah.
You know, it's such a great moment in this movie when what's his name? George the Animal Steel playing.
Oh, Tor Johnson.
Yeah. He walks into the wall.
Yeah.
And
It's shaking.
And it shakes the whole set. And then the cameraman's like, do you want to reshoot that?
No.
He goes, no, a man like that would have to
Struggle
deal
with dogs.
his whole life.
this is real.
Cut, print, perfect.
he does everything in one take. Which
I have
makes
to
sense.
film 25 scenes tonight. And I think for people that haven't filmed things and
they
they
don't realize
know,
how funny that is.
yeah, it's like
hysterical.
25 scenes in a night is fucking like
insane.
You can only do it the way Ed Wood is.
Yeah. No sleep at all. I got an hour of sleep. It's all right. I got none. This is nonsense.
So the cast is great.
Yeah.
It is.
Everybody is awesome in this.
Even Sarah Jessica
Yep.
Parker.
yeah.
Yep.
Do you know the name of her character?
No.
Dolores.
Dolores.
I've got 3 Seinfeld references in so
It's-
far.
It's impressive. It's impressive. I'll say that.
Bill Murray is amazing in this.
So fun.
One of the best characters.
He's
so funny.
hysterical.
One of the best characters. He's so funny.
But the guy he's playing is like the funniest fucking dude ever, too.
Oh,
In
really?
Plan 9.
Oh, in Plan 9, yeah. So they're putting on a very bad play,
Yeah.
and no one really shows up. And then they get a bad review, and Ed is like positive about it. Look, they like the
costumes,
uniforms.
Yeah. I've seen reviews where they don't even mention the costume.
He's so optimistic.
Yes.
I love it. And Sarah Jessica Parker is complaining that she can't find her sweaters.
Is she hot?
In this, yeah.
She doesn't look bad in this.
She doesn't look bad in this.
No.
Yeah. And
She's
this
got a great
she's good.
body.
Yeah.
And then
She does say, I have a horse face.
is this
Very
where it
funny.
started?
I think so.
I'm not. Do you think that, like, they wrote that in, or did she know?
I don't know. But it would follow her forever to this very day.
South Park called her a transvestite donkey witch, which is what comes into my mind whenever I see her.
And
now.
this was a movie with the transvestite, so
Maybe.
maybe.
So it's hinted at that like something is going on with the sweater you don't know yet as an audience.
Yeah.
Edward looks at the camera like,
You know,
"Whoa,
something's
where's
up,
that
yeah.
sweater? I don't know."
This is when I decided this movie might have been better in color.
Why?
And I know why it was black and white, because when he's walking through the Hollywood set, I wanted the vibrance and movement and the colors that come with that.
Oh, when he's in the back lot.
Yeah, and I'm
there's
like,
a bunch of
"Oh,
stuff.
like, this would have looked so cool in color because it's so like involved.
I like the black and white. I think it's
It
cool.
makes more
Yeah.
sense, but just that moment, I was
Oh
like,
yeah, he's
"Ah."
looking at stock footage.
Yeah, I love. He's like,
Buffalo.
he's like, if I had all this stock footage, I could make.
I can make a whole movie out of just this stock footage.
He comes up with a story on the spot.
Yeah. He's like,
What about the
"I-
octopus? Oh, that's for the ending. it's like guys landing on a beach in
Yeah.
World War II or something.
So he finds out that they're doing Variety prints a thing. They're doing a boy to chick flick about this girl's story.
Yes.
And he calls up the producer and he's like, "I'm the guy."
Yeah.
Like,
Trust
it's
me.
special
To make
qualifications.
the transvestite story.
Yes. And he meets the producer and the producer is like, "Why are you fucking special?" And he's like, "I'm going to tell you something I've never told anybody. I like to wear women's clothing."
It's like, oh, so you're a fruit? No,
No,
I
I'm all
fought.
man.
I fought in World War II.
Johnny Depp is so good in this.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Is this the first time like we see what was he in before this?
Johnny Depp.
Other than like Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands, 21 Jump
Cry
Street,
Baby.
Nightmare on Elm
So
Street.
nothing.
Crybaby.
I think this may be his first like serious
Like
style
leading
movie.
man shit.
Well, I mean, Edward Scissorhands, he's the lead, but I think this is the first
He
time
barely
where it's
speaks
like,
in that though. Like, is this when he just started doing eccentric characters and then just never stopped?
What year
Well,
was
he did Donnie
Crybaby? What year was
Brasco.
Crybaby?
Crybaby is 1990 off the top of my head. But give me one
Because he was a
second.
lead in that,
Mhm.
and he was like a '50s guy, like a
Like he's in all
All
of Tim
time.
Burton's movies after this, right?
Basically. Like
Yeah.
Tim Burton, you know, they love each other.
Right.
it's
And
a match made in heaven for them.
He's always like this eccentric, not so much in Sleepy Hollow, but I'm thinking of Jack Sparrow really, and the Willy Wonka and the Mad Hatter.
He was a regular guy in the Ninth Gate.
What's the Ninth Gate?
Yeah, it's like a
it's
thriller
a
movie.
thriller movie about like Satanism. It's cool.
Oh,
You like it?
He was the
Okay.
lead in Gilbert Grape.
Yeah.
oh, he was eating.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was being eaten.
He's being,
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lion.
Yeah.
What's he give away? A lion.
Credits. Yeah, look, until after Ed Wood, he's in nothing I really know until Donnie Brasco.
Okay.
It's like he
Oh,
does-
yeah, I guess I'm kind of talking out of my ass. He's a real actor.
But that's what we do here. So
But look, he's been in a lot of like weird shit
yeah.
where he's like, you know,
Wasn't he the Tonto?
that movie I will defend till my fucking dying breath.
Really?
The Lone Ranger was good.
Come on.
oh no, he was in A Nightmare on Elm Street in '84.
I said that. That
Yeah,
was
but
his-
he's in like
but he was
one
also in
scene.
Private Resort in 1985.
which I don't
Oh,
know. what it
Private
is.
This is a
Resort.
straight Brian movie. This is a Brian movie.
That is a Brian movie. Yeah, I may have to watch that this summer.
Private Resort. What's your thing with the Lone Ranger? You love it?
Lone Ranger was a very good movie that like people
Platoon.
buried before it even came out.
Because they just had enough of Johnny Depp.
They had enough of Johnny Depp. It had a troubled production, and critics and people, when they hear about troubled productions, they become like fucking sharks who smell blood in the water, and they're not going to give a movie a chance.
Like Waterworld?
Like Waterworld.
Mm.
I will defend fucking The Lone Ranger till my dying breath. It was a fun Western.
Will you defend Waterworld?
Defend Waterworld right
Not
now.
as
Do it.
passionately, but I
Do
do
it.
like Waterworld. Tarantino loves Lone Ranger too.
Really?
Yeah, he said it.
Yeah, but we
he's-
know things about Tarantino. He's a questionable cat.
He likes
his
feet.
taste in movies are good
His
though.
taste in feet is very good.
Okay.
Yeah, you like his
He likes
feet.
a nice foot.
He does like a foot.
He put himself in that role.
Do you
with
remember?
purpose.
Do you remember when the Jets had Rex Ryan as the head coach?
Yes, he was into feet
And
too.
and it was revealed that he had a foot fetish, and then they lost like the next game.
You think
Yeah.
Rex and Quentin got together like on the weekends and just like
Talked about it?
Talked about feet,
Shared their
viewed them?
pictures?
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's
definitely.
Uma Thurman.
Do you think they go
Here's
into
Mrs. Ryan?
they go to like beaches and out on like a nice day and like snap like candid shots of feet?
They're
You
just
know?
creeps.
Look at the ones that I got. Sliding the pictures over the table. They're all prints, by the way.
But the Jets lost a game, and the sports headline that week was Rex Ryan, and it was like a picture of a foot next to him, and it said "The agony of D
feet."
Yeah,
That's so mean, though. like, what's the point of that?
it's sports tabloids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
So
It's too loud.
Ed is rejected, and he's all upset,
Yeah.
and he's walking through the lot, and he meets Bela Lugosi
Mm-hmm.
In a coffin.
in a coffin.
Yeah.
Acting
It
like
didn't
Dracula.
actually happen this way.
Do you know how they actually met?
They were like introduced to each other, like by
Okay.
a mutual acquaintance.
Their friendship in this movie
It's great.
is great.
It's
Yeah.
so cool.
You can't help but love the two of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's the best performer in the movie.
He won an Oscar.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, that's how Marlon Landau got his Oscar for this.
Oh.
He is phenomenal. He is so fucking
good.
funny.
He's so
Boris
good in this.
Karloff cannot smell my shit.
He's so good. I should have played Frankenstein. Why didn't I play Frankenstein? Just abandoning all hope in the middle of the woods.
You love the old school monster movies.
I
right?
love the Universal Monsters.
You love Bela Lugosi.
I love Bela Lugosi. Dracula's my guy. I
Mhm.
watch it every year.
Uh-huh.
I show my class. He is the Dracula. Like I don't give a
Uh-huh.
shit
Yeah.
about anyone else. Like yeah, you could play him. You could do good. He is Dracula.
Not Leslie
That's
Nielsen?
that. Well, he's number 2.
Was it Hopkins also Dracula?
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Oh, Gary Oldman, excuse me.
Anthony Hopkins was Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, okay.
Yeah.
So was Mel Brooks.
No,
Frank Langella was Dracula. So was Christopher Lee, who is probably the second best Dracula. But
but Lugosi's the one.
Lugosi is my
He's
guy.
the one.
I
yeah.
love the Universal monster movies. They're fucking awesome. Have
Mhm.
you really watched them?
When I was a kid, I've seen a few of them. I don't think I ever saw Dracula. I saw Frankenstein though.
Frankenstein, people love that one.
Right.
It's good. I think they're all fine. They're not gonna scare anybody now. It's,
This Frankenstein scared the shit out of everyone. Like I heard.
Is horror show your favorite Iced Earth album?
Ooh, it might be.
I think we had this conversation before. I know off mic.
I think Horror Show might be my favorite.
Wow.
Iced Earth. It's
And-
either that
And
or
Dracula's your favorite song, obviously.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula's fucking
is.
awesome.
Dracula's
Do you believe in love?
I really like Dark Saga.
Dark
Wow.
Saga is my number
I
2.
really like Dark Saga.
Question of Heaven.
Yeah. It's awesome. Violate is just fucking awesome.
Well,
You-
if
if
we're
you're in
all
it-
sharing. I'm a burnt offerings man.
You're a
myself.
born- yeah.
No one asked that.
Nobody sang A Glorious Burden, but disc 2. God damn. That 3-parter. Gettysburg is awesome.
Didn't your band cover Violate but 3 times as fast?
Yes.
Yes.
How was it? Was it thrashy?
Oh, it was a thrash to piece.
Thrash Fest.
Thrashers can't be choosers. That's what I always
They
say.
can't be. Yeah. What a good line that was.
Yeah. But Bela Lugosi, he's a Hungarian immigrant,
Mm-hmm.
thick accent,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's synonymous with Dracula. Like to this day, when people do a Dracula impersonation,
him.
Blood.
doing him.
The blood.
Blah, blah.
Yeah.
which I don't know where the blah came from because he never
Never
fucking
does it.
says it.
I want to suck your blood. That's
Yeah.
the accent. That's all.
Yeah,
That's where it comes from.
exactly. But he's like, we're friends, and he goes to
I'm going to be dying soon.
Yes. Oh, and I love Bela Lugosi. Look at those jugs. They're hanging out. They're hanging out and they're watching Vampira.
And he's trying to do like the seduction hand thing. It's like, how are you doing that? You have to be double jointed. He's like,
only a true Hungarian. And Ed is sitting next to him. They're doing it
together. In all of his
Yes.
greatness.
Well, Ed in this is
Vampira
like
was hot.
starstruck.
Yeah.
Vampira was hot.
in this she was smoke show.
In this, it's Tim Burton's girlfriend that he gave a role to.
Lisa Marie?
Yeah, she was his She was a model. They started dating. And then
Wow, he
gave her this
really
role.
was snatching upwards at this time, wasn't he? Because Tim
Oh,
Burton's
yeah.
not a looker.
Yeah, he's a weird fucking.
But he is
goblin
a
man.
director with a bunch of
He
hits.
got money. And,
Yeah.
So when they divorced, or not divorced, because I don't think they
Broke
ever
up.
got married, but when they broke up, he left things at her house and she auctioned off like his belongings.
Really?
Wow.
He left her. She plays Nova in the Planet of the Apes remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How do these monkeys get like this?
Yeah. I taught you to smile.
That's not Nova.
I know. But
There's
she
only one Nova, and
she-
that one's much hotter.
she is. She played Nova, where Helena Bonham Carter is in
Ooh.
that movie too, and that's where he
Oh
met
my God.
Helena Bonham
Who
Carter.
is she in?
It's
that?
all connected.
She's Zira?
She's Zira, I believe.
And
Zira, Cornelius, help me.
Move in.
Vampira, the actual one, actually sued Elvira for stealing her
Yes.
act.
Yes.
And she failed.
So who is Vampira, Brian?
Yeah.
Vampira is and it's funny that like she's kind of known throughout like the world because her show was
Like
only
local Los
it was
Angeles.
local
Yeah.
Los Angeles
TV.
tar host.
Yeah.
You put those
And-
tits out, though.
I mean,
That'll
look,
happen.
if I'm gonna have someone interrupt my movie,
Yeah.
I want it to be a nice pair of tits.
Right.
I mean,
she'd make like jokes.
Mhm.
corny jokes.
Yeah.
Elvira stole her act. Like,
Yes.
I can't believe she didn't win that lawsuit
Right.
because it's the same fucking
Same exact thing.
with
It
a
just
different
looks-
name.
It just looks
Yeah.
different.
And she had a show. They did 50 episodes between a cancellation and a comeback, and then it ended up getting canceled again. But horror hosts are a thing that a lot of people love.
Mm-hmm.
Like people love Svengoolie.
Svengoolie, yeah.
Isn't the Crypt Keeper sort of?
Crypt
Crypt Keeper,
But the
yeah.
Crypt Keeper, to my knowledge,
He's a
was
doll.
doing like original things.
Yeah.
The horror hosts typically will get like an old horror movie
Review it.
and like they'll
Make
play the
fun of it.
movie and they
Mhm.
come in
Not
between.
even.
They'll provide information and like a joke, and then they go back to the
Yeah,
movie.
they don't even
Do
like
you
really make fun of
remember
it.
on TBS in the
Movies
early
for
2000s?
guys who like movies.
Well, there was that, and there was Dinner in a Movie
Yeah.
where they would like cook something in between the segments.
Yeah, and Joe Bob was a horror
Mystery
host on
Science
TBS.
Theater.
Who?
Us.
Us.
Well, if we played the movie, yeah. Joe Bob, he had a TBS or TNT show, and now he has one on Shudder that people love. He plays horror movies. Fucking Jimmy the Hair Guy loves it. I think Q has actually been on, but people love horror host. I don't like it. It's not my thing. I mean, I get that people like it. For me, it's like I'm like Ed Wood. He's like, I hate when they interrupt the movie.
Yeah.
That's me.
But
It's
look
like,
at those jugs.
Yeah. Look, if I had to pick one, I want it to be, Elvira.
Right.
But it's
Oh, yeah.
it's a thing.
Would you go Elvira over Vampira? I think so.
Elvira's hotter.
Yeah, she's hotter.
Yeah, I suppose.
'Cause
That's why she won the lawsuit.
She decided she was a lesbian at like age 75.
Yeah.
That'll happen.
Cassandra Peterson is Elvira. Took some nudes early in her career that are out there.
Really?
Yeah, I recommend checking those out. She was a ginger.
How titillating.
She was a ginger, and believe me, the curtains match the drapes.
Wow.
This is getting raunchy.
Brian's talking
Yeah.
about pussy hair.
But so Vampira really, she maintained like kind of a steady career, acting and doing stuff. She's Swedish.
Sweet.
Yeah, she is from Sweden. And that's really kind of it for her. And I think that's all the
Would you
information we
believe-
need.
Would you believe it? Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Sicilian, novel done.
I'm gonna
All right, can
preface
you
it.
explain it?
There's nothing to explain.
It's a video of
the
our
same
special
guy who they
friend.
convinced was going to fucking Hogwarts. Made a video at age like 28 that he put up on Instagram.
It was like him and two cousins.
Him and two of his cousins. And he's fucking dressed. He's
DNA
decked out.
test.
And he's always like, I'm 100% Italian.
He's decked out in like Guinea velour shit. And he goes, Sweden. We are from Sweden.
Could you believe it? Sicilian, Nabodan. That's it. That's the video.
That's it.
The video. He took a DNA test and it turns out he's a little
He
Swedish.
did like a 23andMe and found out he's like 0.5% Swedish.
Only wore Italian flags everywhere.
So
we can get that video.
It's gonna be a little tough because
if you can get it, I'll blur the face.
Yeah.
Why blur the face? Just put it up.
He
fucking put it out.
We gotta blur that face.
I don't think we should associate with that person.
Yes,
because
there's stories.
there's a litany of crimes connected to him.
Would you believe it?
I will cut right here and play the audio on 1, 2, 3.
Hi, we're Swedish.
Sweden. Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you believe it? We are from Sweden.
I'm Italian. And Italian.
Italian. Sicilian. Napoleon.
All right, I'll play the clip and we're back. All right, so Ed Wood. So I like this where Bela Lugosi goes to like shoot heroin, but we don't know it yet. He's like, I have to take my medicine.
Yeah.
And
he's behind a curtain.
Yeah, and trick-or-treaters show up.
He gets all
and
excited.
he shows up as Dracula scaring the kids, and it's fun. And one kid is like, I'm not scared. Those are fake teeth. Like, fuck you, basically. And Ed Wood goes, oh, yeah? What about these? And he shows the kid the dentures, and the kid runs away.
And Lugosi's like, how did you do that? He's like, dentures.
Lost him in World War II.
So let's talk about, he lands this directing job.
Because he can get Bella.
But Weiss gives him 3 days to write the script.
Yes.
And 4 days to shoot, which is insane for anyone.
You can only do
so much, yeah.
You can look, you're gonna get an Ed Wood style production when those are your restrictions. That's just the facts.
Right.
You're not creating anything good, you're churning something out.
Yeah.
So he writes Glenn or Glenda.
Yes.
Which is a movie about himself.
He plays himself.
He plays himself doing his own thing.
As a cross-dresser. Living as a cross-dresser. And he calls all of these transvestites he knows to be in the movie.
Well, I love he calls Bill Murray. He's like, I need transvestites.
I need more of them.
Get me transvestites.
Did you catch that one of the transvestites in the hallway in that scene is Terry Jones from Monty Python?
I knew it.
Yeah.
I fucking knew it.
He doesn't say anything. He's just there.
He's just dressed up. There's also another.
I was like, I feel like I know that guy.
There's also a really weird connection in this movie to The Sopranos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's Vito.
Not only Vito, the cop, the young cop, is Benny.
Who's Benny?
Benny is one of the criminals in
Tony's gang. He's like one of the underlings.
So two of the criminals in Tony's gang are in this.
He's the one doing the credit card scam at Vesuvio when Adriana works there. Yes. And Vito's the security guard at the at the
how funny is that? That it's all like connected.
Benny.
Yeah.
So Ed Wood reveals himself to Sarah Jessica Parker.
In her own clothes.
After he finishes the script, he's wearing her sweater when she leaves the room. And
she loses it.
Yeah.
She's actually very understanding.
For a little bit of the...
To an extent. You know. And it's
fun. I mean, how much can she put up? Like, she's a reasonable person.
Yeah.
That's her problem. She's not a...
she's not a crazy person.
You know?
Where it's like, you're with Ed Wood.
Yeah.
You need to have some level of
insanity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the real Dolores Fuller, let's talk about her for a second.
Okay.
Sure.
She is in one of the greatest movies of all time.
Cats?
Yeah, she is in Cats. She played a furball.
The animated one.
The one from 2021.
Oh, that movie is a thing of nightmares. I can't believe that pile of shit got made for like $100 million.
Did I send you guys? I watched.
What was the budget on that?
I don't know why. came across from the live show from the 90s, like the
live cat
the
show.
Yeah, you sent it to us.
the video cassette performance that they filmed from the live show of Mr. Mistopheles. It's the gayest thing
so
I've ever
bad.
seen.
It's so bad. You should watch the movie.
I should watch. You saw it?
Yeah.
It's great,
I saw
right?
it.
You loved it.
It's you would like it
Taylor
for,
Swift's
for
in
how
it.
bad it is.
Right.
Yeah.
Is Taylor Swift in it?
Yes. What's the budget on it?
$100 million.
I nailed it.
And Cats?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest box office bombs of all time.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
No.
It's
Why did you see it?
That's your girl major, right?
no. I'll admit
I
it.
gave you an out.
No, I'm owning this one. I'm like, okay, I hear that this was like a huge flop and that like it's horrible and the animation's so bad. I'm like, there's no way $100 million can produce something this bad.
Mhm.
Let me just check this out. I sit down and I'm like, I'm going through this and I'm thinking to myself, there's no way the play was like this, right? Like this is too weird. Like
Right.
it's just weird.
It's now and forever at the Winter Garden Theater.
How did it run that long? I don't know. It's not good. It's very bad.
It's huge.
The music sucks. The
Well, the Mr.
There's no real
Mistopheles
acting.
song is like a cat hyping up Mr. Mistopheles for being magical.
yeah.
And
Magical Mr. Mistopheles.
Yes,
Yeah.
and Mr. Mistopheles doesn't do anything. He like sings about him and at him about how great he is.
Yeah.
And
The whole premise is like which cat gets to die.
what?
Yeah.
Really?
Like
Yeah.
which cat's gonna go into an air balloon and go off into the sun. It's like really
Is
stupid.
gonna go to heaven or something.
Is it Mr.
Yeah.
Mistopheles? Does he get
well,
to
they're
go?
they're
They're
fighting for
competing.
it. Yeah. And then
why do they want to do that?
Because you
Deuteronomy
ascend to heaven.
Deuteronomy is
Deuteronomy.
is
Yeah,
fucking,
that's one of the cats.
is one of the cats is played by an old lady who's very famous.
Is that the one who sings Memories?
No,
Oh, is that
Memories.
it's Judi
It's
Dench?
Judi
isn't it?
Dench. But the one who sings Memories is just there. I'm not fucking kidding. There's snot coming out of her nose as she's singing like violently. It's very strange.
I gotta watch Cat.
You gotta watch Cats. You would love it. It's so bad. Speaking of bad films, that's all.
It's Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer. Yeah, and it's just the faces don't track correctly when they're moving. So it's like you'll get this like weird like facial shape.
Do you know that they had to patch that movie before release?
Yeah, that's why I watched it because I heard about that.
Well,
What does that mean?
They gave all the cats buttholes and
Yeah.
anuses.
Yeah.
CGI anuses and
They made them
buttholes,
like cats.
like cats. And I guess
And they had to remove them?
at the last minute,
like, what are
Warner
you
Brothers
doing?
was like, we can't release this and having cat assholes throughout the whole movie.
They actually had. I think I heard.
People were tweeting, release the butthole.
I also heard that the hair. So like what they would do is they would map like the fur on the body, but one of the programmers fucked up and the hair at certain parts would just start shooting out. So like you would have like a regular cat. First off, in the play, why were they not just dressed up like in the play? Why did you have to animate
They made them
cats?
CGI.
There's no reason for
cat
this.
people.
So the fur would like, and let's say you're looking at my arm, you'll have like soft and then it'll just shoot out and then soft again. So they had to go back in and redo like the
Oh
whole
my
programming.
gosh.
It was a mess. It was a fucking mess.
And you loved it.
I was like, now I gotta see it.
But
And I loved it. No, I hated it.
Sorry for the cat sidetrack.
I'm sorry, but it's so funny.
But what is the greatest movie ever?
Well, in one of, she's in It Happened One Night, which is Cary Grant. It's Frank Capra. It's one of the first movies to win every Oscar. She has a small role in that. But she was a successful actress, like after Ed
After
Wood.
leaving Ed Wood.
Yeah, like she had a career. Like the movie, kind of makes her seem almost like a failure or something.
Right.
But she
Ed
really
Wood.
wasn't. Yeah. Like that was early for both of them. But
I actually think is it the movie that said this? That she
She
went
was
on to have like
successful
a
after,
music
yeah.
career?
she did. She wrote a song for Elvis.
Oh, there you
Called-
go.
That is about clams. It is not clam bake. It is called Do the Clam.
Holy shit.
I almost lost my mind if it was clam bake.
I know. When I saw that she wrote, it said Do the Clam, I was like, please God, let me look up this song and have it be clam bake because I want them to go ape shit. But it's not. But she ended up becoming a songwriter after her acting career fizzled out. And, she was kind of successful. Oh, by the way, she had 2 kids when she was with Ed Wood.
Oh, really?
They had
Not in the
kids
movie.
together?
She had been divorced. No, so she was married and divorced, had 2 kids, then was with Ed Wood.
Oh.
She basically, and it's funny, there's conflicting reports from her where she's kind of said both things. One is like, I couldn't handle the transvestitism.
Sure.
I stayed with him to finish that second movie they end up doing.
The Bride of Adam.
The Bride of Adam.
The monster.
The Monster of Adam,
Monster
whatever
of
it is. And then she ends up leaving him. And then the other time is like, I was always accepting of his transvestitism. That's not what drove us apart. And supposedly, like, Ed Wood, after they broke up, was heartbroken and would show up outside her house, like, screaming for her to come back.
Holding a boombox.
Basically all that shit. So I don't know how you want to believe that's her personal accounts of it, but she does have 2 kids and that's not touched on in the movie at all.
No.
Yeah.
You would think that they're like, they've been together
Yeah.
forever.
Yeah. Or at least for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, Ed Wood is a rebound for her after a divorce.
Yeah, that would get a little harder for us to understand Ed Wood if in the movie, if that's the case, It's like, why are you doing this?
It works in the movie.
Yeah.
It's not needed, but I think it is if we're doing the thing, we gotta
Yeah.
inform.
Yeah, let's weave back in here. They run away because they don't have a permit, which once again
I
was
love
reminding me of
Run
you.
away.
We've been there.
We've been kicked
got
out
thrown
of
out of the Home
so
Depot
many
parking
places.
lot.
So
Yeah.
many places.
That was one of our first shorts too.
Yeah.
You guys can't be here filming on this lot.
Aw,
And Beaver is tied up in
I'm
rope.
tied up, yeah. I can't speak. My mouth is tied.
Do you guys remember when we were driving to Wohop on your birthday?
My 18th birthday?
On your 18th birthday.
Yeah, I remember this.
We were driving
Mhm.
and my car got totaled
It got hit.
we were in the right lane
'Cause of
turning.
Godfrey Jackson.
Godfrey
I'll never
Jackson.
forget that fucking name. If you're listening, I've never forgotten your name.
And he turned and smashed my car and completely totaled it.
He made a right turn from the middle lane.
Yeah.
This was hysterical. I know where we're going.
And he smashed my car and it
Uh-huh.
was totaled. The cops had to come. And and my mother's picking me up and they're like, all right, get the stuff
Get
out
the
of your
stuff
car.
out of your car.
So in my trunk is a whole bunch of props and things
Yeah.
we had filmed with. So we're taking out axes and
I have
weaponry.
a list of things
Ropes.
in my head.
You had a bag of
You had
pornography.
2 black bags, 2 black industrial sized trash bags.
Literally
filled
hundreds of Playboys.
with
Yes.
Playboys for some reason in your trunk that you
Where
never
did you
took
get
out.
those? Why did you have those?
I know exactly why.
He's an addict.
Yeah. I pull over on the road every 10 minutes to have a quick wank. No, our friend, his boss had them all. Like he owned a deli and he had
Mhm.
them all in the back. And he's like, I'm going to get rid of all
Just
these.
take them.
Take them. Our friend was asking, does anybody want them? And I was like, I can't let all these go to waste.
Right, yeah,
They need
I'll
to
take
live
'em.
in my trunk.
Yeah. So you had 2 of those bags. We had a bloodied and dirtied axe that was chipped because we were making it look like it was used.
Yeah.
A bunch of bloodied rope, bloodied bandage wrap because for my mouth, and then 2 clown outfits.
Yeah.
So it was very
The cops were
questionable.
laughing as we were taking the
Yeah.
stuff out too.
Yeah.
It was funny. Rope.
Yeah, the ropes.
Godfrey Jackson.
Meanwhile, they're laughing, and nowadays, if that would have happened, it's like we got to look into these guys.
You're laughing.
Yeah. But we've been chased tons of times
So
for
many
not
times,
having
yeah.
permits.
They
It's
probably just knew us.
if you're a low budget filmmaker, it's going to happen to you if you're trying to push it.
Mhm.
You know?
We don't have a permit. Run, and they'll get their shit and run.
Yeah. Ed Wood is cross dressed, by the way.
Yeah.
And I love that he has a philosophy, no second takes. They got to just keep going always. They don't have time. And
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect.
Yes, always.
I heard. Who was it? I think it's Clint Eastwood who doesn't do second takes.
Clint Eastwood basically gets it all
Yeah.
within 3 takes.
Really?
Yeah, if he's directing, he one take. That's it. Like if you ask for another take, he's just like, "Why are you wasting my fucking time?"
Yeah.
He gets mad at people.
Yeah,
The difference is though, Clint Eastwood
He's making quality.
he's good.
he knows what he's doing,
Yeah.
you know? But so Bella arrives on set and they're like, oh, Bella's here.
Mhm.
And he has track marks on his arm. It's discovered from the makeup guy who's doing makeup on his arms. And a guy comes over and he wants his autograph.
This was so funny.
And he's like, I loved you in something that Boris Karloff was
Yeah.
in. And he goes,
He was the
Boris
assistant.
Karloff cannot smell my shit. You were his sidekick. That's what he
Yeah,
says.
you were a sidekick. He's like, sidekick, get out of here. He like yells at him, and Ed has to like calm him down and smooth him over, which is really funny.
And I'm actually going to say that's actual directing from Ed Wood.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he's keeping his star
Yeah.
like
Happy.
calm and
happy.
yeah, and getting him ready for the scene.
Mm.
So he's good with people, it seems, because everyone seems to like him in this.
Yeah, I mean, he surrounds himself with miscreants.
Freaks, yeah.
And they love him.
He's like a proto John Waters almost,
I
right?
suppose, yeah. Yeah.
But you know, so he's going pull the string, and I was laughing my ass off at this.
Pull the string.
Pull the string.
Pull the string. Because he's the puppet master.
Yes.
It's so insane. And the fact that like I'm as I'm watching this movie, I'm going back and forth. So I have my notes, and then I have like the real story. And I'm like, fuck, this happened too. This happened
Yeah.
too. This is real too. It's like this is pretty
It's
damn
pretty good.
close to reality.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate. So
Ed
he-
is shopping the movie.
he's
around.
shopping the movie
Yeah.
around, and he's trying to use it to get more work.
Mhm.
And you know, he's like, we could work this out. We
Weiss
could do-
loses everything.
Yeah.
He basically went bankrupt. for
Yeah,
making
yeah.
that
He
movie.
fucking obviously Glenn and Glenda is not a hit.
And the way
Uh,
movies are done back then, we got to mention, it's not like a movie comes out now and they release it
Mhm.
wide. There's like drive-ins and
Uh.
features. It's like you sell it to a territory,
Yeah.
and they're like, we're doing a drive-in, you know, Friday through Saturday or whatever. We need movies that can play to fill the time.
Mhm.
So we'll buy, you know, 3 movies for whatever price, and they're just trying to fill that quota.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So people can walk in. That's really kind of what started B movies. Almost,
Here's an
was
interesting
shitty drive-ins.
an interesting thought, because this is still kind of early on in the filmmaking technology, right? Like
It's only like 30 years removed from talkies.
right. When you are taking a
From
reel
silence.
like that, like how difficult was it to actually copy that reel and send it out at this time? I'm assuming that was part of the cost. Like that has to cost a lot, right?
Well, when you get the negative, I don't know. I have no idea
What the process
what the
is.
processing is. I mean, I know it's something with chemicals and all that.
Yeah.
I can't pretend.
But it is a process.
I've
that-
never dealt with film.
Yeah.
I shot film one time.
Mhm.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you-
So
did you love it?
not really. It was a pain in the ass and
It's
frustrating.
the cutting room floor kind of techniques, right?
Yeah.
You snip the negatives and paste them together, and that's why you get those little marks on the old films.
Cigarette marks.
Yeah. I love it.
But where are we?
He loses all his money, and then Murray decides that he wants a sex change.
Oh, Bill Murray, yeah.
He's-
I gotta just do it. I saw your movie.
I'm gonna be a June bride.
He's going to Mexico.
Yes. Goodbye,
Goodbye, penis.
It's so, and he's eating a hot dog. It is so fucking funny. It is so funny.
Bill Murray is every scene he's funny in. Like
Yeah.
he is at the
Yes.
top of his
Yeah.
game.
Yes.
So he gives the film to like a producer, and the producer watches it and starts laughing
Yeah.
because he
Mhm.
thinks it's a joke.
Right. Yeah.
Yes.
So after the wrestling, they go and
Well, this is how he gets Johnson, the big
Tor
guy.
Johnson, yeah. And he meets him, and Tor Johnson is played by George the Animal Steel,
Who was a real
who is a
wrestler.
real wrestler.
Tor
his-
Johnson was a wrestler, the real guy.
Tor Johnson
Yeah.
was a wrestler too, and,
And they look identical.
they do. The move that George the Animal Steel, his big thing was he would bite off the turnbuckle
Mhm.
and then like kind of smash their face into the turnbuckle. That was like almost his
move.
his
Signature.
signature special move, whatever.
Like the people's elbow.
That's his version,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know, Tor Johnson, I think this is mostly what he's known for now is Plan 9.
Well, yeah, they
And,
also
like,
said his face was like
B-movies.
a Halloween mask at the end.
I looked it up. The Plan 9 mask of Tor Johnson is like kind of big and a
Mhm.
collector's item now.
Huh.
It's like, you know, it's not cheaper than $75 for a Tor Johnson mask.
Huh.
And I even asked Jimmy the hair guy because he collects masks.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I asked him,
As
do you
one
Got
does.
one?
I asked him, do you have a Tor Johnson? He goes, I wish.
Oh, so it's a sought after.
I guess it's kind of.
Well, he wants everything.
I mean, look, there's nothing he won't collect.
True.
But look, he was in movies, Tor Johnson, like in uncredited roles before Ed Wood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
Very uncomfortable scene when he's getting that massage.
Eating a whole chicken.
he's so hairy.
Do my toes.
Eating an entire chicken. Very funny. We find out Lugosi needs Ed's help. Come over, I need your help. And this becomes a reoccurring thing for Ed.
The man is dying. He's killing himself.
He's killing himself,
Yeah.
but it turns out he's not doing heroin. He's shooting himself up. They say with morphine, chased with Demetrol. I don't remember the second one.
Yeah,
But some other drugs. So he's getting fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Bella
he needs
is
goulash.
like broken, sad. Yeah, he's asking for goulash. I don't know how to make
I don't know how
goulash.
to make goulash.
But Johnny Depp or Ed Wood, in this is such a good friend to Bella.
Yes.
It's his
And
only
supposedly that is true. Like Ed is the guy who sent him to rehab.
Ed loves him.
Yes. And,
Like, it's
became
genuine.
his friend late in his life, in the last year of his life.
I could see if early on in Brian's film career, if he met an equivalent of Bela Lugosi, that he would have been like that.
There's a certain Swedish guy he had the opportunity for, but he didn't go for it.
Certain Swedish guy?
We just went through this. Swedish.
Oh.
But he's not older. I'm talking about an older retired star. You know what I mean?
You mean like Robert Loggia?
Yeah. Like, thank you, Robert.
Oh yeah,
Loggia.
imagine me and Robert Loggia became friends.
Best buds. He puts him in everything.
Brian, help me.
He'll always be the general from Independence Day.
So Bella, he's all broken, sad, and Edward's like, I got to get another movie so I can put Bella in it.
Yeah.
And he calls up that guy, and he's like, "What? You didn't like it?" And he says, "My favorite line of the movie. Well, my next one will be better." He's like so optimistic that it will always get better.
Yes.
And he's like, "I'll raise the money myself."
Mm-hmm.
And then they put Bela Lugosi on TV. And
they
he's trying to
tried
remember
to.
his.
They try to put him.
Criswell.
And he's trying to remember his lines.
He can't do it.
Can't do it.
And he can't do it.
And he just freezes.
Yeah,
Well, it's not just that; it's the comedian improvs,
Right.
Yeah.
and that really happened to Bella. But it was earlier. It was before he even met Ed Wood.
Oh, so that actually happened where he was put in an improv situation and fucked up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Supposedly,
TV was live,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a hard gig.
Yeah. Bella's family said that they don't love the portrayal of
Him.
Bella in the movie. Like, he didn't curse like he does in
Mm.
this. They're like, they didn't say anything about the heroin, but they were like, that relationship they thought was a little too,
Well, this is a lighthearted thing,
Yeah.
realistically. If you were
It's
going...
not a documentary.
Yeah, it's not a documentary.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, artistic privileges had to be taken, but they meet Criswell. He knows all. I love
Criswell
in
is
this.
just like a fucking scammer.
Yeah. Well, he's a
character,
Hollywood psychic.
yeah, who makes predictions about the future.
But he says something that is very interesting.
He used to go on like the Tonight Show.
He had his own TV show.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, that's what it was, right?
Yeah.
Listen, he's a showman. If you look good and you talk well, people will swallow anything.
Yes.
What do you think this is? Look at you. Everyone believes your history bullshit.
I'm not lying.
He made it up. It never happened.
I've gotten a few things wrong over the years, but for the most part, I'm on the money.
Port-au-Prince. You fucked us there. I'm asking you. I don't know. I'm like, where's Port-au-Prince? And you're like, it's in Cuba. And I go, so they
I'm
were
sorry
in one...
I misspoke.
Like
My
I said,
God.
I was like, wait, so they were in one end of Cuba and sailing around? And you're like, yeah.
They
I'm
went to
like,
Haiti. What do you want?
Criswell said it best. If you look good, you talk well, you can sell
I
anything.
just believe him. I was like, I guess they did a loop around Cuba for some reason.
So now we...
You fucked this.
That guy's laughing right now. He enjoyed that. Ed, he is at a bar because he's like devastated at this point, right? He's like, he's almost giving up.
Well, they try to do fundraisers.
Yeah.
And they all fail spectacularly.
Yeah, make like nothing.
No, they can't get a dime.
Yeah.
And they go to the Brown Derby, which is like a famous restaurant in
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
You've been to Hollywood now, right?
I have never been to LA.
You should go to Hollywood. At
I
least
want
once,
to.
yeah.
I want to. My wife was in. She went and they did the Warner Brothers lot tour.
Mm.
Yeah, and you go to like the Harry Potter sets and stuff. She said it was cool. I would like to do that at least once. If you go do the Universal one, you drive through the Hill Valley set.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. I drove under the Hollywood sign. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's interesting.
And you can look at all the homeless on Skid Row.
I tried scoring adrenochrome from the Hollywood elites. And I had no luck.
Like I said,
I think they knew.
Junkie.
LA can fucking die.
Galati to LA, drop dead.
Yeah.
So he's at that bar and he hears that a woman only has $50 and he kind of like perks up like she's got money.
He's like, I'm going to scam this woman.
Yeah. Loretta King.
Loretta King.
Real person?
I did not look her up. Did you
Yes.
guys? I mean, the name is familiar and the actress playing her is very hot.
Yes, very attractive.
Yeah, she's real.
She is.
Mhm.
So what do we know about her?
Not a damn thing. I just know she's real because I Googled her when she came on screen.
And she says she's allergic to liquids at a bar. Which I found very funny because it's like, oh, look, she's a weirdo too. She fits right in.
Wait, that's Juliet Landau playing her. And I believe that is Marlon Landau's daughter.
Oh, there you go.
Holy shit.
All in the family there.
And wow, I'm blowing my mind because I thought she was really hot. She plays a character on Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
There you go.
Ah,
Wow, my mind is blown.
really? Mind blown.
I can tell.
Yeah.
From the excitement in your voice.
Utter speech. Just speechless, like.
I am speechless.
You
I am
cannot-
without speech. So yeah, Loretta King's a real person, but she doesn't have many roles.
Mhm.
She's been in like 5 things and that's it.
She convinces Ed that she's going to pay for the whole movie.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, right. She doesn't. He just convinces himself.
He
that
convinces
she's-
himself. She's like, how much? How much is the movie? Like 60,000. It's like, oh, that sounds pretty cheap for making a movie. He's like, yeah, it is. And in his mind, he's like, she's gonna pay for everything.
Yeah.
And she never says that.
She gives him $300.
$300
$300.
I gave you everything I had. Ed. So where are we?
And he ousts his girlfriend from the starring role for this.
Yes,
Yeah,
so he
Dolores,
could get
yeah.
the money, which leads to them fighting, and that's not accurate. That's not why they broke up.
Mhm.
And I love the DP of the movie is colorblind.
Yeah.
He's like, which one of these dresses?
The red or the green? I don't know. I'm
Oh,
colorblind. I like the dark gray.
Dark.
And I love he tells someone, hurry up, I got to shoot 20 to 30 scenes tonight. And then they do the door scene where Lobo,
He just walks across the room.
He
and then
would struggle
bangs
with
into
that.
the wall.
he would struggle with that every day of his life.
It's real.
So now the
He's not good at this. He's just,
filmmaking is about the big picture, not the small
not the
details.
details.
No one will ever notice that.
and he's constantly trying to get Vampiro for his films throughout the whole
Yes.
movie.
And
He gets a new investor. this guy who owns a slaughterhouse.
Oh, the cowboy guy.
Cowboy guy. Yeah.
well, they get their production gets shut down because they don't have money.
They don't have money.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they go to the cowboy guy.
He makes him put his son in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has to say the end has to be an explosion.
Yeah.
Like I want the ending changed.
But they're fighting an octopus at the end.
Not anymore.
more.
They're not.
Yeah. Make an explosion happen.
But he gives him $50K,
Yeah.
which is pretty crazy to think about that at that time. Because what is that now? That's just like somebody just giving you $100K.
It's an investment. He's
Yeah.
hoping to make the money. He's taking a risk, hoping to make the money back on the movie. And at the same time, he gets to dictate what happens in it. So
I mean, it still happens. Like
Yeah.
Sam Raimi, when he made The Evil Dead,
Mhm.
he went to dentists.
Really?
I mean, he was young and he was just like, I assumed this is I think what he said. He assumed that dentists
Had money.
would have money. So he went to like dentists all around Michigan, getting them to invest in the movie, and that's how he financed his first movie.
Huh.
And like the way I got money was, you know,
Restaurant managers.
it was one was I get choked up when I think about it sometimes, honestly. When my manager, like my old manager, kind of believed in me and just gave me the money.
Yeah.
And then one of my family friends gave me the money, some, and then my car got totaled and that gave me some money and I scraped it together, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it.
And you sold your comic books to Walt.
Sold some comic
Yeah, I
books.
sold some comic books.
Yeah. You were on TV for that.
Put me on the TV, Margie.
Yeah.
Saw you on the TV.
So now we get probably one of the best scenes in the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the funniest scene in the movie.
It's so funny.
They steal the giant
They commit
octopus.
larceny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they break into the prop department.
And then the filming of the scene, Bella has to walk into the creek where they've set up this octopus, but they forgot the motor that powers the octopus.
couldn't
So it's
find it.
just literally a dead
The
prop
prop.
just sitting there. And he's standing in like ankle high water, like rethinking his entire life.
He goes, I should have played
Frankenstein.
And then they make him lay down on top of it and just roll around, throwing the tentacles around.
And he's going,
it's fucking hysterical.
And as he's rethinking his life, he's like, we got like 30 different scenes to shoot tonight. You gotta get moving. Now not the time to rethink your life decisions. But because of this, Ed Wood kind of writes him a new monologue for the end.
Yes.
And it's like a touching piece, apparently, for Bella.
It's like new dialogue that's kind of relative to Bella himself. If you think about his situation.
It's still ridiculous, though.
It is ridiculous and it's poorly written, but Bella is like,
he likes it.
He connects with it.
But he's acting his ass off as he's reading it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, like
he's actually good.
Yeah.
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 He's like, I can act.
Yes. Yeah.
And like, it should be noted that Bela Lugosi, we skipped over it.
Mm-hmm.
He toured doing the theatrical play of Dracula for years.
Right.
You know, he's played Dracula.
He's not
forever.
a clown.
Exactly.
Right,
he's not a joke. He's a good actor.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like drugs and time fucked him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that he also maybe it's almost like a kindred spirits thing with Ed, where maybe he felt like a weird guy too and was like, you know what, Ed's weird and trying to make it. I kind of respect him. Because he didn't have to do this realistically.
Think about Bela Lugosi's life for a second, all right? He's a Hungarian immigrant in America with a thick accent in Hollywood. He's already going to be limited as far as what he can be, you know?
He gets the role of a lifetime as Dracula.
Yeah.
Like, he can really just be monsters and maybe Nazis.
Right. Yeah.
Like, he can't be a cowboy. Like, he's so limited into what he could do. And, like, he has his little corner, but, you know, he wants to do more inside of him. And I guess that's what leads him to become a drug addict.
Right.
You know, it's painful and it hurts.
Yeah.
It's a hard fucking job.
He's got his little chihuahuas.
Yeah.
Little dogs.
Apparently he didn't have small dogs in real life, but, you know.
It adds to the chaos of the house.
Yeah.
Because it says his wife left him after 20 years, which is like, oof. That's
So
rough.
so now it's the next day. Bela Lugosi gives his big speech.
Well, they have a
Rap party.
rap party,
Bill Murray's back with the mariachi
which is
band.
was so fucking funny again.
I didn't go through with it. These guys, I don't know why I'm doing Ed Wood. I should be doing Bill Murray. I don't know why I'm going through with it. These guys got me out of it over there.
Yeah, he was like, his boyfriend got killed in a car accident.
Yeah. He doesn't really give a shit.
His luggage all got stolen.
It was a nightmare.
The
That's what
surgeon
he's
was
more
a
upset about.
psychopath,
He
but
was
the
a
only
quack.
people that saved him were
It was
these
this
men.
mariachi
And
band.
it's a mariachi band that's with him. And it is so fucking funny. And it's just like a footnote. They're just like, all right, that's it. Then they keep going.
And he was an out gay. And, this is
It's the 50s.
it's like tough to do that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did. And, he lived his life and did his thing.
And Ed was his pal.
Yeah, they became buddies. And all that sex change stuff in Mexico is real. That really happened.
His
Oh, really?
boyfriend
That
died
story
in a
is
car
real?
accident?
He was on his way to Mexico to fucking get the sex change and had a bad car accident and didn't go through with it. And he gave up after that.
Wow.
I thought that was just bullshit thrown in. It's so funny.
No, that's real.
Wow.
So this rap party, it ends up like him and Bella are dancing around and they're having fun.
Well, he's dressed as like a belly dancer, Ed Wood.
Yeah. Yeah, he does
In
like
the
a
Angora sweater.
Seductive dance, and everyone loves it and knows what's going
Well,
on.
because it's all freaks. It's
Yeah.
a party of freaks.
Yeah,
And his poor
meatpacking
girlfriend who has to watch this.
There's hanging meat everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in a slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
They're in like where Rocky punches meat.
She has a fucking conniption. She's just like,
She does-
you're all doing shit.
You're all garbage.
Yeah.
And they look at her like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And she does a QB, a quick bounce.
Yeah.
She leaves him.
She leaves him. And I love when he has a line, I'm just a transvestite. So Bella calls and he has a gun. He's getting ready to kill himself. And Ed Wood, he's going to do a murder-suicide.
Yeah.
Trying to convince him it's a good idea.
The government canceled his unemployment.
Yeah, so he's going to lose his
Mm.
house.
Yeah. And he's been drinking formaldehyde.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
And it ends with Bella getting committed. He commits himself.
Yeah, they sent
Yeah.
him to rehab.
Yeah.
And he's like the first celebrity rehab guy ever.
That's what they say in the
In the
movie. Is
movie,
that
that's what it
true?
says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw some photos of him. He looked like he was fucking on death's door, which he
Yeah.
was.
He was, yeah.
The real guy. I mean,
Yeah, real
in
Bella.
the photos and yeah. There was a tabloid thing. There was a lot of news articles written about this when it happened.
It's a big deal.
Any press is good press, right?
That's what Bella in the movie says.
Yep.
Mhm.
He's having withdrawals and he meets Rosanna Arquette, I believe, right?
That's
Or is it
that's the
Patricia?
actress. It's Kathy O'Hara.
Oh, it's Patricia Arquette, not Rosanna. I'm sorry.
But
Catherine O'Hara's in the movie?
no, it's Kathy O'Hara's.
It's his girlfriend.
girlfriend.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I was like,
That's-
wait a minute.
That's who he says an amazing line. Don't
This
you
ain't
think
Beetlejuice.
Angora has more tactual sensuality?
I
You know what
like.
Angora is? It's like rabbit fur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's into.
I
So
like
he just loves
velvet.
it.
Yeah.
You actually like
Well, it
velvet?
is
I
This
want to
velvet?
be in constant velvet.
Sconce.
Ensconced. Yeah. I want to wear only velvet.
Like
What-
Hefner.
What's your favorite fabric?
Ooh,
My favorite's always going to be Angora.
I like
Who's
wool.
Angora?
I like wool.
Wool?
Yeah.
I
Warm.
thought Ant looks like a velour guy. Like I could see him wearing velour suits.
Could see that. I could see that.
Why? Because I'm Italian?
Yes.
Yeah.
yes. We're being racist.
I used to have velour tracksuits.
Did
I
you?
think
I
everyone.
know that'll
had-
shock everyone who
know.
knows me.
Yeah.
But yeah, in high school I used to rock velour.
Well, that was
They
a.
always
a
look like
fad.
pajamas to me.
That's
They're
what
comfy.
they were. Yeah.
Yeah. Pauly Walnuts.
I think I had an outfit like that too. I tried once, and I'm like, this isn't mine.
That's not for you.
It's not comfortable for me.
You guys just like to wear heavy, thick clothing.
Yes.
Progressively.
I'm consistently ready to go into the woods at any moment.
Now you're ready to go.
You know, this is more of a tactical thing than it is comfort.
So they kind of have a little chemistry, him and
Yeah, they go to the spook house. They go on a date,
they have a date.
and this is what Ann said. Like it becomes like the Tim Burton style.
Yeah, that's when he gets to do his Tim
Yeah,
Burton
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I like that the paparazzi show up and Ed Wood chases them out.
Mhm.
Get away, you parasites!
Mhm.
He's like, why'd you do that?
And
And then Bella goes home.
Well,
And
he has
he
no
runs out of money.
He has
goes-
no insurance.
Yeah.
So the union that he's a part of, which
he got thrown out of
he
SAG.
got thrown out. Yeah. Which I guess if you don't work a certain amount
He
of time.
I think he probably wasn't paying his dues.
Mhm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But he gets sent home, and Ed
Takes silent footage of him.
just takes a little bit of footage, and then he dies.
Yes.
And
He gets a call and they go to the funeral and it's
Yes.
sad. And he was buried in his cape, apparently. He had that in his will.
Mhm.
He wanted to be buried as Dracula.
which is odd. But
You also have a
alright.
movie premiere before that where it's all chaos. That was before this.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
understand that.
Me
Like,
neither.
why do
And
they
their
have an
car
audience?
got, like stolen and like
yeah,
taken apart in like a minute.
I think that is the one kind of flaw with the movie.
Mhm.
It had
That
no
little
part.
bit
It
where
looked
it's
like the
like-
Addams Family too, with the
Kind
monsters.
of. But it's like, it's not clear if they're mad because the movie sucked
Yeah.
or that because it
'Cause
took
he's
long for
late
them to
or-
get there.
Mhm.
But
Or if why there are even people there? You know,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't.
made no sense.
Yeah,
It is the low point of the movie.
Mhm.
I think it may be like, I don't know.
but it gets all the characters together.
I felt
and-
like it was a Monsters reference
I don't know.
at first,
It
and then
builds
it
some-
changed.
it
yeah.
builds relationships, and
Mhm.
Bella's like, now that's a premiere.
Yeah, he had
Yeah,
fun, but he passes away, and it's sad. I got a little sad at it. I was like, oh no, Lugosi, why?
Yeah, it is sad. So
And now we got the big movie, the one I'll be remembered for.
yeah, the jungle is my home.
Well, he's
Oh,
having
so
trouble paying rent.
Edward's landlord shows up,
yeah,
and he's
and
like, "So
he's-
you're in pictures?"
yeah,
And he's like,
yeah.
"Yeah, I am." And he pulls out the footage of Bella that he shot, and he's like, "This is the acorn that will grow a mighty
Yes.
oak.
He's like, there's not a lot of it.
See, we can do a movie together of science fiction." And then you could take that movie, you could use the back money to pay off the rent, and you guys will make a killing.
And then you can make a movie about all the apostles because it has to be religious.
Right.
Yeah, because they wanted to.
There was a religious film.
Right.
Yeah.
He convinces them to use his movie to get them money to film.
Grave robbers
Use
from outer
the
space.
church's money to
Right.
film this.
Make
I'll
some
be
cash,
even with
and then we'll
you.
use that cash to make
Yeah.
The apostle
Jesus
movies.
movies.
Grave robbers from outer
And
space.
they're like, "This is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what we got to do."
And at this time, Vampira gets let go, so
She's out of a
He
job.
can get
Yeah.
her. He's been trying nonstop. He's been trying to get her to go on dates, and she's always like, "I thought you were gay."
No, I'm all man. I'm just a transvestite. So,
he,
Na-
he needs a double for Lugosi.
and he has like a bunch of people come in who look nothing like him. Like there's an Asian dude,
yeah.
and
Dr. Tom is so funny.
so he goes to a diner
Yeah,
with
his
a girlfriend,
and Dr.
Or-
Tom walks in.
and he's looking at him,
Chiropractor.
and he's like, "It's uncanny." He looks just like him. He looks nothing like him.
He does like a comment where he looks at her and goes, "You're looking aligned today." He cracks her neck. It's so fucking weird.
Dr. Tom rules.
And the whole crew, because it's funded by a church, they all have to get baptized.
Yes.
And
Bill
Ed
Murray.
convinces all his friends to get baptized. And Bill's like, "How did you do this? You convinced all your friends to get baptized so you can make a space movie." No, excuse me. So you can make a monster movie. And he goes, "It's not a monster movie." And he corrects him. It also reminded me of you.
That's that's something I would be doing. Come on, guys. Just
We're
going
just gonna
along.
get it done. We're getting
Yeah.
paid.
So he has a different name for the movie, and the producers, the money men, want it to be called Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Mhm.
Hey, that's a better name than Grave Robbers from Outer Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a better name.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't tell you what it is.
No, but it doesn't matter.
yeah.
No.
So the production's terrible. It's a shit show. They wanted to cast like this guy.
The tombstones fall over.
Yeah. and they're like, "What are you? You don't know what you're doing." And he's like,
Yeah.
"No, filmmaking's about the big picture, not the small details." And eventually, they get him to break,
Yeah.
and
By
he
making demands on him that he doesn't
yeah,
want to do.
and he's
stressed.
trying to direct the movie in drag,
Mhm.
and they're not with it. And he snaps and leaves and goes to a bar. And while he's there, he sees Orson Welles. And throughout the movie, he had been talking about how Orson Welles is like his hero.
Yes. Right.
There's also posters of Orson Welles, like movies all over the film
Yes.
sets that you're walking around.
Orson Welles made Citizen Kane by
Yeah.
himself. He wrote, starred, and directed it. Did it on his own.
Mhm.
Just like Ed Wood did in
Right.
his first
and
movie.
He's trying
It's
to
his
emulate
hero.
that.
And this kind of, I guess, is the peak, I would say, of the film, where it's like, yeah, if you're gonna create, if you're gonna make someone's dream, make it your own.
Mhm.
You know, and that's the whole point.
That the thing is, it's like Orson Welles is like, visions are worth fighting for.
Mhm.
I don't know why my Orson Welles is also Alan Rickman.
Yeah.
I don't have an Orson.
They wanted
My
Heston
I
to
think
play.
my voice is too high to get to an
They
Orson.
wanted Heston to play a Mexican. What are we?
Yeah.
Touch
of Evil.
Yeah.
Great movie. But I love that because they have the same problems,
Mhm.
Of course.
just at different levels.
Yeah.
It's like
It's the same
it's the
job.
same problems that happen to every filmmaker.
It's the
you
same
know?
job. You're doing that job.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love this scene with the two of them. Now, in real life, I don't think they ever met, from what I recall.
No, probably not.
But it works in the movie. It's a
I think
great
so.
scene. So he comes back and he's like, "We're doing it my way."
Reinvigorated to make his dream come true.
And they go through
This is you firing me from the set.
This was
of
you
the-
kicking out Anthony from set. No, and making the set dry because we were drinking and
well, the
being
first
belligerent.
day. I think if I didn't do what I did, the movie wouldn't have been completed.
Mhm.
So on my movie, I don't know if we've told this story. On my movie, The
I think we
Uninvited
did.
Guest, the first day was a complete shit show. First of all, I will spoil the movie right now for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's on Amazon. You could go fucking watch it for some reason you
Don't.
don't want to. I tell you, everyone
Don't
here will
watch
tell
it.
you not to. But if for some reason you want to, you can. So we built the movie around having this big prop.
Yes.
Oh, that was crazy.
It was it was going to be
Yeah, a spaceship.
like a space pod almost, right?
Yeah.
Like
that guy
shaped like
didn't know what he was
shaped
doing.
like a giant egg. But we found a guy who said he could do it.
Turns out he couldn't.
But he was building it.
He just
'cause
vanished.
He almost died. He had a heat stroke while he was doing it and went to
Oh.
the hospital.
no, you're a little mistaken.
Okay.
So he was building the thing, and we had been there and checked it out, and it was we saw the
it was coming
progress.
together.
It was coming together, and it was
looked
like
good.
Our main problem, if you recall at that time, was like, how are we going to get this into the backyard? That's how like good it looked.
Yeah, it was
Right.
big. It was.
It was big, and it looked fucking.
We would have got
cool.
it done if he finished.
We would have found a way.
Yeah.
Anyway, the day before we're supposed to start shooting the movie, and we had the schedule.
Yeah.
And this prop is central to the entire movie.
Everything.
Right.
yeah,
The
it's based on
pacing,
that,
it's
yeah.
it is the domino effect that kind of fucked the movie more than anything else.
Mhm.
It did.
So this isn't going to be here. He calls me the day before. He's like, equipment fell on my head. He had his
he got hurt. I know
he had
that.
his girl or wife, whatever. She called me and was like, I couldn't finish. Things fell on his head. He's in the hospital.
Yeah.
It's not going to be done. I have all the equipment rented.
You have actors in your
Actors
house.
coming.
Everything, yeah.
Everything is set up.
Right.
And I need this prop for day one. We scramble. We come up with a new shooting schedule at the last minute. We're doing alterations. We're scrambling to get this done. And day one of the movie, I had too many people there in different roles. And I'm a first-time director. I'm inexperienced. I'm completely over my head. People are drinking. It's almost like a party more than a film shoot.
Yes.
And we barely get any work done. And instead of like the first scene being like basic coverages and talking, which is what it was supposed to be, the only thing that could work scheduling wise was to start with like
The middle of the movie.
the more complicated
Yeah.
dolly shot.
Yeah, because we had the dolly.
Because we had the dolly and we had everyone there, and like the way everything had broken down, we had to start with the dolly shot. And that was based on timing and everything. And like everyone drunk, the snowball effect. It was a complete disaster that first day. And I remember I was dropping all the actors off. I was walking them back to the ferry so they could go back to Manhattan. They all lived in Manhattan. And one of the actors talked to me. He's like, dude, you got to rein in your set somehow. Like, this is your money. This is your vision. And like, we're all like putting ourselves out there for this. And like, this is going to be a disaster. Like, you have to rein this in.
He was right.
Like
Right,
this isn't going to,
yeah.
like, this isn't going to, but he's like, this isn't going to get done,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
you know? So I told a lot of people, I was like, yeah, you can't come anymore. I tried to make it a dry set,
Yes.
Yes.
which really didn't work that well. But like the drinking, no one was getting drunk. And at the end of the day, I am like Ed Wood. I finished the movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Despite all the fucking problems that
Yeah.
arose constantly,
Mhm.
not sleeping for 10 days,
Yeah.
the movie got done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in this movie, they finish the movie and they go to the premiere, and Ed
Full
Wood,
house.
full house, packed. And Ed Wood sees the movie, it starts rolling, and him and his girl go out to the car and they're like, this is the one I'll be remembered for. This
Yeah.
is it.
Yes.
And they go in the car and it's raining the convertible.
Mhm.
They can't close the roof. It fills up with rain and they drive off
To
together.
Las Vegas to get married.
Yeah. And it's sweet.
It's nice. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good ending. Not accurate to the ending of Ed Wood, but good for this film. I'll say
Yeah.
that.
I mean, yeah, he would go on to make shitty movies for the rest of his life. In the 70s, he switched to porn.
Yep.
Yeah, he would do nudity films, and he died in 78 at the age of 54. He was awarded shortly after the worst director of all time, post-mortemly, I believe.
Posthumous.
And
But that kind of
he was
helped
also
him.
a really depressed alcoholic. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't uplifting and happy and like everything's going to be well. He
Mhm.
was like a depressed person.
Well, that was his, his failure and stuff
Right,
like
yeah.
that. But at the end of the day, like those people that wrote that book and said that was the worst movie ever and the worst director ever were the best things to ever happen to Ed Wood.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
Well, after he's dead.
Yeah.
After he's dead, but it gave him a legacy.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
filmmaker, that's what you're hoping for,
Mhm.
A
is that
legacy.
after your death, people will watch your work
And appreciate
and
it.
appreciate
on
it
some level.
on
anyway.
some level. Like, look, I can't speak for everybody. I have a different sense of humor than people. Like, and even like Tommy Wiseau, he's another guy like that where it's like, I know that like guys like Tommy and Ed Wood, they probably, and I think Tommy, it took him a while to be okay that people were laughing at his movie.
Yeah.
And I think Ed Wood would probably be like that too.
Mhm.
But like, it's better than just forgotten and no one
Mhm.
caring about it.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
sure.
definitely.
Sure.
like-
Especially like look at Tommy Wiseau. He's a dude who embraced the
weird.
shit of it.
Yeah.
Like
He's made a
it took a
career
long
out of it.
time, yeah. But he's made something out of it.
I mean, he had some of the biggest actors in the world portray him in his story, so it counts for something.
This Hollywood movie.
and he still and he gets to do things like he does music videos.
He works
like,
with Tim and Eric.
he gets to direct. I think he did
He
like
made The Neighbors.
he did another movie recently.
Yeah,
With
with
Greg
Greg
Sestero.
Sestero.
So it's like he gets to direct and make movies. It's like
Mhm.
they fucking won, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Ed Wood
In a
like
way,
is
yeah.
upset about his career and drinks himself to death, but like
Whatever.
he has a legacy that like people look fondly on.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the worst ending for a creative,
Mhm.
you know?
I mean, he died very young. He died at 54.
Yeah, it was the 70s. They all died that young.
Yeah.
All right.
That's it.
That's it.
We got to rate this. I gave this very high.
So did I.
Yeah.
8.
I gave it a 9.
I gave it a 9.5.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's
Damn good
it's so
Very enjoyable.
funny, enjoyable, ingestible, true in many ways, like a little skewed here and there as we went over like the little details that they throw in. They took some opportunities to do some weird stuff. But for the most part, it's a good portrayal of like this dude's life, even if it's not a good characterization of him because he wasn't as like upbeat and like happy all the time.
Yeah.
I loved it. Good pick.
movie. We are from Sweden.
I'm with you. Look, obviously it speaks to me on a personal level,
Mhm.
You know,
which is why it's like, I almost gave this a perfect 10, but I was like, I'll give it the 9.5. But like,
It's not a 10.
it's not a 10, no.
but
it's-
to
it's
me
close.
personally, like I love this movie. It
Mhm.
means a lot to me. I obviously see
Have you
myself
seen it many,
in
many times?
This is only my second or third time watching
Mm.
it, but it's always left an impression. It made me feel like I want to go make a movie desperately. Like, it gives me a fire. I love this movie. It's great. It's funny. It's acted well. It's heartfelt. It's awesome. It rules.
Nice.
That's it.
One thing now, I'm not gonna lie, I saw this when I first sat down and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, it's the saucers.
Yeah.
That makes a lot
They're
of
on
sense.
strings.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They kind of look like pumpkins.
They look like hand baskets, maybe, like wicker baskets.
They look like unerect penises
Oh.
ejaculating,
Oh no. This is
like with giant balls.
this is this could
Full
also
knot.
be the shoes of Sonic the Hedgehog, and those are his legs. Like you're seeing just his feet.
No one can see Sonic's feet. They're too fast.
That's too fast.
That's it, guys.
That's a bad drawing. God damn.
All right.
That was fun.
Thank you for
yeah,
listening. Thank you for watching.
like, subscribe, share, tell people,
All that
all that jazz.
Riverside.
Well, hold on,
Oh no,
we're gonna do the ads, and I'll put them in.
we're gonna
Just wait.
shoehorn them.
I know where to put them.
Why don't you just do it
wait.
now?
Well, no, we'll say them now, and then I'll cut. Let's
You don't
finish
even
the
have
episode,
to
and then I'll cut
just
it.
fucking do them right now.
Yeah, just do 'em
Riverside is
now.
great.
Riverside
Check it
FM.
out.
If you click the link in the bio, do we have a link in the bio? If you click the
Yeah.
link in the bio,
In
you
the
get
promo
you get a
code down there.
discount with the promo
That's
code.
right.
It's great. It's 4K
That's
and
right.
under. You could stream, you could record,
That's
you get
right.
audio, video, all your telecommuting needs.
That's right.
Brian, you could do the next one.
BetterHelp.com.
It's the best.
So
Look,
good.
if you're
the
you're
best.
friends with a 70-year-old ex-Dracula, maybe
Yes.
you need to help get
Maybe
him some
he's on
services.
methadone.
You know, bring him, talk to BetterHelp. You can get him a therapist of his faith
Yeah.
that they can talk to. And you can customize the service fully. Go to our website, not our website. We don't own BetterHelp, but we wish we did. We wish we provided
Oh.
that level of service.
I
But
know.
click our
That'd be
link
fucking
down there.
sick.
Click our link
We'd be-
down there.
We'd be so rich.
Yeah.
I'm not in it for the money.
You're in it to cure people.
That's right.
Click our link down there, betterhelp.com. You know the deal. Talk to an online licensed therapist. Today, you get a discount using our link there.
Sweet. Now you could do your whole spiel.
Want to give a big thank you to everybody listening. And you don't like this?
Go. Do it.
Knock yourself out, man. Have
Want to give a
fun.
big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. We greatly appreciate it. Want to give a big
Here's all
thank
my
you to
social media links. Keep going.
you're making jokes. I can't talk when you're joking.
I'm sorry.
Want to give a big thank you to Tell 'em Steve, Dave, Brywell, Q, Gannon, laying us down, record down in the studio. We greatly appreciate it. Please go on the website, reviewinghistorypod.com. Check it out. Buy some merch. Bandcamp, we still have, shit on there if you check it out. What else? Reviewing History Pod on our View History Pod on Twitter, Reviewing History Pod everywhere else. Follow the show. You stay up to date on everything we're doing. All different posts. Like, subscribe, follow us everywhere. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. And if you don't like this pod, don't worry. Our next one will be better.
That was a good one.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
I am the P-Man! I am the P-Man!